If you want to build a physique that commands attention, even when you are fully clothed, you have to build the V taper. A wide upper back pulling down into a narrow waist creates an optical illusion that broadens your shoulders, corrects your posture, and changes how every shirt fits your frame. But most people walk right into the mirror muscle trap. They go to the gym, look straight ahead, and pour all their energy into training their chest and arms, simply because those muscles are staring right back at them. The back is out of sight, so it stays out of mind. And when they finally do dedicate a session to their back, they treat it like a cardio ego event. Instead of controlling the weight, they load up a barbell, heave their torso up and down, and yank the weight using momentum from their joints rather than tension from their muscles. A quick reality check. This is general fitness education, not medical advice. If you have existing joint issues, lower back pain, or you are brand new to strength training, you need to consult a medical professional or a certified coach before you start pulling heavy loads. So where do your pulling mechanics actually stand right now? We are going to walk through the 4 levels of back mastery. Be completely honest with yourself as we go, because there is a very high chance you are currently stuck at level 0. Stacking meaningful size and strength requires you to drop the ego. You cannot force a muscle to adapt if it's never actually under load. You have to strip away the momentum and rebuild your mechanical foundation from the ground up. Level 1, the foundation, requires learning scapular retraction. In this anatomical diagram, notice how bending elbows first forces your biceps to take the entire load, keeping your back dormant. Instead, slide your shoulder blades together and pinch them hard, locking your deep back stabilizers. Once you control your scapula, you move to level 2, the builders. This is where we introduce external resistance through foundational horizontal movements, like cable rows, and vertical movements, like assisted pull-ups. The primary mistake at this stage is adding too much weight too quickly. Lifters overload the machine and start leaning backward, using their lower spine as a lever to swing the heavy load toward their torso. You fix this through deliberate tempo control. Slow the movement down and force your target muscles to physically squeeze and hold the weight at the point of peak contraction. Mastering these first 2 levels rewires your nervous system. You teach your body to abandon dangerous joint momentum and begin applying the heavy mechanical tension that forces muscle fibers to adapt and grow. Now we enter level 3, the 3D back. To build structural width that shows through heavy clothing, you must hit your lats with heavy vertical pull-downs and attack your mid-back with chest-supported rows. However, even with wide lats, your physique will lack depth if you neglect the rear deltoid. Without this small muscle firing, your frame looks flat and structurally incomplete from the side. The easiest way to fix this is by utilizing chest-supported variations. Pressing your chest against a bench physically blocks your torso from swaying. That forces your lats, your rhomboids, and those stubborn rear delts to do 100% of the lifting. As you move away from chest supports and machines, you enter level 4, the apex. By performing strict bodyweight pull-ups and loaded hinges like deadlifts, you're no longer isolating muscles. You force the entire posterior chain to coordinate under maximum tension. At this stage, your back takes on an entirely new job. It stops acting strictly as a pulling mechanism and becomes a massive, rigid stabilizer that locks your posture, protecting your spine under heavy stress. When you reach the apex, you have successfully engineered a complete back. You can generate explosive pulling force on demand while maintaining the unbreakable static tension required to lift heavy safely. Look at this diagram outlining your training balance. If you hit your chest with high volume but ignore your back, your push and pull metrics fall out of equilibrium. Your chest muscles tighten, physically pulling your skeleton forward, rounding your shoulders and destroying your posture. Here is your immediate execution strategy. Look at the progression framework we just covered and select exactly one exercise. For the next 7 days, practice the easiest variation of that movement that you can execute flawlessly. Reframe your approach to the gym. Every set serves as a biological trigger for adaptation, but that growth only occurs when you provide the rest and nutrition required to rebuild the tissue you've challenged. Let's review the protocol. Step 1. Abandon the mirror muscle bias and stop prioritizing the front of your body. Step 2. Execute the 4-level pulling progression with perfect scapular control. Step 3. Track your measurable data. Log your sets, your reps, and the weight used. Step 4. Repeat that specific stimulus over time instead of chasing a new, random routine every time you enter the gym. An aesthetic, powerful physique is the direct result of abandoning confusion for a rigid, repeatable system. So drop down into the comments and tell me, which of these training mistakes do you need to fix first?